Okay, so we're going to make a piece of furniture, and so this is your furniture organizer, and we get a lot of like bookshelves are usually a good idea for this, and so we're going to get rid of our guy here, and the overall dimensions for the bookshelf I'm planning on making, and I've got a little sketch here that I made. It's a good idea to have a sketch. I'm going to make a bookshelf, and I'm going to make the bookshelf is 24 inches wide, 40 inches tall, and 10 inches deep. And so I'm going to make the top of my bookshelf first, and the bookshelf is going to be 24. This top piece is going to be 24 and it's going to be 10 inches wide. Okay, well, I'm going to go the other way, that's fine. Alright, and so now I've got my bookshelf here, and I'm going to make it out of half-inch material. So I'm going to type in 0.5 and enter, and there it is. Is my piece. And now I'm going to make this piece. I'm going to triple click on it to select all, and right click and make it a group. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want you guys to build this in pieces and assemble it just like we did with the simple table. And the reason is because that's how things are made in the real world. They're usually a collection of flat pieces of wood. Look at your dresser, look at a bookshelf, look at the counter top and the cabinets in your kitchen, and they're all just flat pieces of wood put together, perpendicular to each other to create the cabinets, to create the countertop. Okay, so that's why I want you guys to do this, and I want you to think about how stuff is put together, and to do this project. Okay, so here's my top, and now I'm going to make a my side piece, and the side piece is going to be 10 inches. I guess it should be 39 and a half. Now the reason it's 39 and a half and not 40 like I said is because I have half an inch already. You'll see here in a second. There's already half an inch with that top. Comma 10, enter. Okay. Here's what I was talking about. So the reason why this is not 40 inches long is because I've already got half an inch right here. So when I build this piece and put it on there, okay, and I'm making a group, I'm going to use M for move and then grab here to turn it 90 degrees. And then I'm going to orbit around a little bit to move it. Okay. And so I wanted this overall height to be 40, but the length of the side needed to be 39 because there was already half an inch right here. So when I go to put the dimensions on it, you'll see it'll come out to 40. But if I made this be 40 inches long, then the overall height would not be 40 inches, it would be 40 and a half inches. Well, that's a little bit off. Okay, so remember that we've got these group parts. I don't need to make another side. I can use the M for move, and then we can use, I think on your computers, on the Chromebook, it'll be a control key, but we can make a duplicate. I get that sign there, and then I can just put another one right over here. Okay, and so this is my bookshelf that I've got started here. Now I need to make shelves in the middle, but how wide was this? This was 24 inches wide, but now my sides are half an inch here and half an inch over here. So when I put the shelves in, the shelves are not going to be 24 inches because that would be too long to fit in the inside. They would have to be 23 inches long. So I'm going to make a rectangle. It's going to be 23 by 10. It looks really big here because it's really close to me. I'll just move it here in a second, you'll see. Right click, make group, and then I use M for move and take it over here, and maybe I'll move down this way. There we go. So here's a fun feature. I can take this shelf now with the move tool, make a duplicate, and I'm going to go all the way bottom. I'm just going to be just short of the bottom here, and then I can divide by 3. But let me do that again for you. I'm going to use the move tool. Okay, select this guy, move tool, make a copy, take it to the other end. Okay, and then look down here. I'm going to just type in a / and 3, and enter, and it's going to fill in with 2 more spaces. So I've got 3 segments. That's what the divide by 3 is. When you're typing in that number, it includes the one you just dropped. So notice one of the things that I'm going to be looking for here is when I click on this stuff, everything has a separate piece here. Okay, everything is highlighting and they're grouped. And if I open up your file and yours doesn't open up like that, that would be an issue. I want you to build it separate pieces. So I'm just putting this back on here and I'm drawing it in place, and the reason I can draw it in place like this is because all those other pieces are grouped. If you did this with pieces that were not grouped, then they would all join up and it would be hard to separate now. But like if I wanted to, I could pick this guy up and move it away, and there's my back. Okay, so that's how we do that. The big problem we have is folks think that they don't have to build these separate pieces. We're just going to make a bookshelf. Let me do another way here. We're going to make a bookshelf. I get students that build it as if they were building like a 3D print piece. Well, how big is the bookshelf? The big bookshelf is 24 by 10. And then we push that up. Oh, how tall is it? It's 40 inches tall. But realize, yes, this is going to look like a bookshelf, and I can use the rectangle tool, and I can make my shelf on the inside here. I can even distribute like I did before, and make a copy. And then we can push it in. And you're right that it looks like a bookshelf, but this is not how things in the real world get made. Your bookshelf that you have in your room is not all one piece of material. Okay, and for example, one of the things that I can see here is I can tell that there's no separation between this piece right here. Like I can see right there's a separating line. Okay, and so for example, I have had kids then okay, Mr. Eldred wants separations right here, and that's fine. Okay, and now it starts to look like, oh, that's a piece of wood there, except that when I go to click on it, then I'm just getting the surface. I'm not getting a grouped part right here, a grouped component. So do not do it this way. This is the wrong way to build this. I want you to build it in pieces. Finally, the last step is we're going to put some dimensions on it. Okay, it's feet and inches right now. I'm going to change the display. Oh, you know what? And my dimension for this is going to be a little bit off because I put it back on it. To modify how the dimensions are displayed, I'm going to go over here to the info, and I'm going to go to decimal inch, this one, and then go 2 inches, and I can even, so you can see now it's 40 inches and 24, and I can even make the text bigger. And that's how I want you to make the bookshelf. Or other piece of furniture, a desk. A lot of people build desks. Sometimes people make hanging shelves on the wall, or closet organizers, another good idea. Just remember, whatever you do, build it in pieces, components, not one giant piece that you're pushing and pulling.